fairy tale when you were kids, or said a fairy tale to your children. Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster.
Good evening.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. There are many theories about how fairy tales were born, but every time all these theories have been disputed for different reasons. I have read that there are 8 theories about the birth of fairy tales. All these 8 theories you can find and read them from the internet. But tonight you'll hear my theory and will not find in any bibliography but only at AL-AIN Toastmasters. According to my theory, fairy tales can be created by a person according to imagination and to his experiences. For example, have you ever felt like an animal? Can you imagine yourself as an animal? If so, what animal do you see yourself as? An animal can have feelings and reaction like a human being. Don't you think so? Have you ever seen a happy dog or cat, even a camel? Animals with human beings are interrelated, and because the animals can express their feelings just like human beings. Animals have feelings and they express their feelings with their own body language. For example, a pussycat tail speaks its own body language, but you have to be able to understand how to interpret it. All this information I have just described is what can go into a fairy tale. For example, I have written 2 fairy tales. One for my cat and another one for my umbrella cockatoo bird. My first fairy tale is my inspiration about our cat who came into our life 4 years ago in Sharjah. According to my fairy tale, and we gave her the name Karpathula. According to my fairy tale, was born in Sharjah, and I present her as an Emirati cat. Her father is an Emirati great cat, and her mother an Egyptian cat who met her husband on the tree in front of our house in Sharjah. Karpathula came to our home because she wanted to be friend with our dog Piteroulis. And she taught us that different animals that you think are enemies can become friends. So Karpathula became my close friend and my family's friend, and she's also one of my fairy tale characters. So, as you can understand, fellow Toastmasters, my fairy tale has been created from my imagination and from my experience with our cat Karpathula. My second fairy tale is about our umbrella cockatoo. He came also into our life a year ago. One of my husband's colleagues couldn't keep the cockatoo, and so he donated it to us. We gave him the name Odysseus, a name from the Greek epic poem, because he was a wanderer. Odysseus could say different words, and also he could dance. That's why many times his favorite song was Gangnam style dance music, and he would go crazy when he had heard this Gangnam style music. So you can understand that also this fairy tale became an important example for the children to start dancing. In my conclusion, I would like to say to all of you that it's very important for all of us to read some fairy tales to our children for their early years, because their psychology is very sensitive to emotional stories and animals. So with this way, children can grow respecting all of creation. It is not enough to say that we only love human beings, but we hate animals, because could there another fairy tale can say that we only love animals and we say we hate human beings because they hate us. What would you say then? Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.